Hello, everybody. Oh, you're going to start. That's the first.
Hello.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Discount Discourse. We're your hosts, Sharmalyne.
And Reuben. Right, I've got a bone to pick with you, actually.
Wait, what? Okay.
Pick a bone.
You've been waiting to be on air to pick a bone. Okay.
Because it's about that intro, right? Because
Okay.
you go, hello, and you do your thing. And
Yes.
You say, your host, Sharmalyne.
Yes.
Sometimes you go, Sharmalyne and then I have to say Reuben. Sometimes you go, Sharmalyne, and then stop, and I have to say, and Reuben.
Okay, right, yeah.
And it's like, you know, at school, when you're waiting, you're mentally preparing yourself to answer the register.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's like the most tense 10 seconds of my week.
What, trying to figure out whether I'm going to say the and or not?
Yeah, because if you don't say the and, then I have to, there's like an awkward pause, and I have to jump in and be like, and Reuben.
Right,
And if you
okay.
do say the and, then I have to say it.
Okay, great.
So just pick a lane.
Anyway, besides that rant, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the silver screen. We're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about glamour. We're talking about the red carpet. We're talking
Yes.
about movies.
Well, I mean, our title says movies and TV in our quadruple D, the Discount Discourse design
We're
document.
talking about movies and TV.
Yes, but I don't think we have any TV
I've got
to speak of.
TV to talk about.
Oh, you've got TV to talk about, okay.
So yeah, that was Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. Originated as like the soundtrack to the film Saturday Night Fever. So you'll notice if you're like listening with listening with like...
Open ears and an open heart.
Yeah, listen with open ears and an open heart, and you will notice that all of the tracks we play today, all the tunes we play today, have like originated, not necessarily originated, but either originated or were from, like notably from film soundtracks. So, my mic's not on. I've just been speaking for like an hour and my mic's not on. That's so bad.
Oh my goodness. And you call yourself the tech whiz. Okay.
What did you miss? You missed me moaning.
Oh yeah, you had a whole rant about how
Yeah.
annoying I
that's-
was by not saying and in our intro.
Yeah, I had a whole rant about Sharm sometimes saying Sharmalyne and sometimes just saying Sharmalyne. God, that's so embarrassing. This is shambles on air. Yeah, and then we were talking about the theme of today's episode, which is movies
And
and
TV. That's a lot of air we've wasted. Come on, let's just get chop. We've
Chop,
got
right.
things to get through. Okay, our next song,
Our next song is... Go for it.
it is Happy by Pharrell Williams.
That was Happy by Pharrell Williams, and I'm very
I
much-
sure hope your mic is working now.
I really hope my mic is working now. If you're listening to this and my mic... No, that doesn't work, does it? I can't tell you to message in if you can't hear me, but we'll get messages. If my mic's not on,
Yeah.
we'll get messages. I think I'm doing this right.
We'll get angry spam emails to discountdiscourseshow@gmail.
We won't get any emails. We never get any emails. That's
Yeah.
a dead inbox. Right, Sharmalyne.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about game shows.
Even though we're doing movie... Oh, well,
We're doing
game shows could be on
movies
TV.
and
Yes,
game
nice.
shows on
Okay.
TV. I said I had TV chat, but I was muted. But I'm saying it again. Are you familiar with my ideas doc, my notes on my phone?
That would be weird if I was.
Have I told you about this before?
You told me about one game show idea.
Okay. Because
Is it the prison one?
No, that's a different thing. We won't get into that. This is a better idea. Because
Okay.
I'm a man of many ideas.
Okay.
So this has been sitting. I have, like, on my notes on my phone, I have, it's called Ideas. And this is just, every time I think of something, usually, like, in the dead of night, I wake up and I stick it in this, yeah?
Okay.
So this is home, among other things in here, just to give you kind of feel for what we've got in here. There's, what have we got? Names for a thrash metal group made up of mid students. And I've got there Lethal Injection and the Painkillers. I think they're good.
Okay.
Something a mouse might say before tucking it into its dinner says, I'm cheese to eat you. So that's the kind of caliber of ideas we're talking about here. My mic is very quiet, apparently. I don't know what to do about that. I've just I just shout. Anyway.
Speak up!
Anyway, if just listen hard, put your ear up. If you're listening to this, put your ear right up to your phone speaker and listen that way. That is so unusual. Why is my mic so quiet?
Anyways, continue. We have only a limited amount of time.
We have a limited
Come on,
right,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my idea. Are you familiar with the game show Deal or No Deal?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's the guy that looks like Richard Branson, and he has a bunch of boxes, and then he goes up to them and he says, deal or no deal. And if you say deal, he opens the box. And if he says no deal, he doesn't open the box. Yeah. And you can win like 1p or £1 million. Meghan Markle was... Meghan Markle, the one who married Prince Harry, she was originally one of the girls who opened the boxes on the American Deal or No Deal.
Right. What would you say the fatal flaw of a Deal or No Deal is?
It's kind of boring. You just open a box and say deal or no deal.
Exactly. So I propose to you a new game show.
Mm-hmm.
This is called Deal or Noodle, right?
Right.
This is an all-new game show. I don't know who's hosting it. We're not having... Because I think Stephen Mulhern is like on the Deal or No Deal reboot now, and that's ridiculous because he's on too many game shows. It's getting silly.
I think it's like a psyop. Like I think he's got dirty details on someone at ITV
executive.
Yeah.
Right. So Deal or Noodle. I don't know who we're having present this. I could present it. You could present it.
Okay.
I don't know. The idea is so it's a similar format, right? And we've got the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than just kind of pointing at them willy-nilly and opening it, it's got some random number. Each box, the contestant can pick each box up and they can give it a shake, right? And each box will either have cash money in it, like coins.
Oh, right, okay.
Or, hence the Deal or Noodle, right? It will have rice or grains or like unboiled pasta or noodles and stuff in it. And they shake it and they have to listen to the sound the box makes. And then they say... Like, they either say deal if they think there's money in there, or they say noodle if they don't think there's money in there. And then whoever's opening the box, I don't know who's hosting it. We'll have Bradley Walsh hosting this. Yeah. Bradley Walsh says, open the box. They open it, and it's either going to be like a load of coins in there.
Noel Edmond, that's who hosted the original one. I was trying to think who hosted the original one. Noel Edmond.
And it's either a deal in which they scored themselves a lot of money, or a no deal, a noodle, and then it's just like a load of rice or something in the box.
But I feel like pennies would be heavier than rice.
Okay. In that case, then.
And also, like, the sound would sound different when you, like, clink it.
That's like...
Because rain... No, because you know there's, like, rain sound makers, like, in the tubes that you used to, like, turn around in primary school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the rice shaking around would sound like. But pennies would just go, like, click, 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 like that.
I don't know what kind of pennies you're using. But I don't know, do you live in like the world of Mario or something?
No, they would like clink and stuff as opposed to rice or grains.
Yeah, which that's where the skill comes in. It's a skill-based show.
So it's an auditory hearing test.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. But I hear what you're saying. You're saying, Reuben, that's a great idea. But what happens if two contestants, like the two competitors, end up like in a tie? They draw. What's the tiebreaker round? The tiebreaker round is called "Don't Draw the Short Straw," right? And Noel Edmonds presents like the two competitors with a bowl. It's like a huge bowl of like pasta or like spaghetti. But it's like not got sauce on it or anything. Don't worry. And
you mean raw spaghetti?
Just like cooked spaghetti, just like just without a sauce on it. And then each of the contestants have to like draw a noodle, and then whoever has the longest one is like wins the tie.
Oh my goodness!
What do you think of that?
I liked it better when it was raw pasta as opposed to the limp noodle. But other than that, I can get behind it.
Yeah, that's Deal or Noodle.
Great.
That's my game show pitch. You don't sound very confused by it.
I don't know how many viewers you'd get from Deal. It sounds like the kind of fake game show that is in another show.
If Richard Osman's House of Games can score how...
But I hate Richard Osman's House of Games. Controversial opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Loads of people like that show, I don't.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is exactly my point. If Richard Osman can sit there in his little chair and, like, put a PowerPoint up on the screen, right, and score millions of viewers on the BBC...
Yeah. But I feel like they're just watching it because of Richard Osman. Because he's funny.
Okay, have me hosting it. Okay. In many ways, I'm the superior Richard Osman.
Okay, where would you put it on, ITV or the BBC?
BBC.
Okay.
You've got to put it. It's in the middle of the news, so maximum viewership.
What?
It's like put the news on, and then
halfway through it cuts to you pulling out noodles of a bowl.
Yeah, I don't care what's going on. I don't know what kind of like global crisis is going on. At 6:30 p.m. In the middle of the news. Wait, no, it's this like 7 o'clock news, isn't it?
No, because 6:30 is the regional news. Because it's 6.
Okay, when is like the biggest news shown?
I mean, BBC News shows the news all the time.
Yeah, but when?
Oh yeah, it's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 o'clock then. Let's get me in there with my noodles, and that's going to be millions of people. And shot to stardom.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Well, for some better ideas, we're going to look at our audience question of the week. So we did ask everyone what their favourite movies are and why. And only one of them has put a why. Our other response just put a movie.
We can say...
Yes.
We can say that we got multiple responses. We got many responses.
We got...
Responses plural.
We got responses.
But that's all we can say, really. Do you want to read some of these out?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is Paddington 2 with no why.
We've done this.
We've already had this rant.
We've had
about Paddington 2.
I'm sick of hearing about Paddington 2. I've had this debate. We've talked about this with this particular listener in person. I'm not going to name them, but I know who you are. I know your vendetta.
They're listening to the show.
If you're listening now, I'm not happy because we've done this. Paddington 2 it's like critically...
See, Paddington 2, I had no opinions on it, but then after I learned the whole universe's popular opinions on it, that has decreased my opinion.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like Paddington 2, fine. It's Paddington again, but according to like the world population, it is the greatest movie of all time, which is not. It's fine, but it's like one of the highest rated films ever, which just baffles me. That offends me. That offends me when there are so many other good movies in the world. Mm-hmm. Saying that though, it's something else I was going to bring up on this show. Letterboxd. We both use Letterboxd.
Oh yes, I'm an avid letterboxer.
Right. I was going to say, because I knew this was coming, I knew we were going to have, like, a tear into Paddington.
Oh, you got to read my review of it.
But no, I'm not going to read your review. But I just want to highlight some of the films that you've reviewed 5 stars.
Stop!
You sit here and you're, like, saying... I mean, mind you, so am I. But I feel like your
Wait, I need to get out my 5-star reviews.
Are a bit more erratic than mine. If I just get...
Okay, I'll put a disclaimer. I heartedly agree with whatever you're going to bring up right now.
Okay, so this is Letterboxd, if you don't know, is this kind of app. It's a film reviewing app.
Yes.
Right, and you can log films. I just want to go through some of the stuff.
I'll also put another disclaimer. I'm a very avid animation watcher. I believe animation is cinema, and that's a lot of the movies I log.
Yeah. Example of which is Super Mario Bros. The movie.
No.
5 stars.
No, I take that back though. The only reason, that movie realistically is like a 2.5 or 3 at best. But because I watched it in the cinema, and you know when you watch something in the cinema, and then you get all the surround sound, and then you feed off the energy of the people in the cinema, even though there was only like 4 people in the cinema when we watched
there were 4 people in the cinema, and I just want to say, because I was there, and... speaking of the energy you were feeding off of, every time Bowser appeared on screen, you would like flinch in that seat. And then there's a scene in that movie. I mean, if you wanted to see Super Mario Brothers,
you would have seen it by now. It's an Oscar-nominated. Is it Oscar-nominated? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Peaches was.
Peaches, yeah, probably like for the best song.
Original, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it won it. But there's a scene in that movie where Mario has like conflict with his father, and he kind of, because the Mario brothers are saying, "Oh, we're going to start this plumbing business," and the dad's kind of saying, "Yeah, you know, you boys, you're never going to make it work. This is stupid. You've made a stupid advert on the TV. I'm not proud of you." Mario kind of goes to sulk in his room, and then Luigi brings him a bowl of pasta, and that was a tearjerker moment for you.
Because you don't get it. You don't have siblings. You don't understand the struggles of ganging up on your parents with you and your siblings. So, yeah.
My bad.
Especially because Luigi is the younger brother, I have a younger brother, and also I always play as Mario, my brother always plays as Luigi, so
in that moment you kind of saw yourself on the screen. You felt represented by the Mario brothers.
I did, yeah.
Okay, another movie that you've given 5 stars. If this is one I haven't seen actually, May, December. That's quite recent, isn't it?
That's a really good film. Snubbed at the Oscars.
Yeah. Can you, as a layman, tell me about May, December without spoiling it for me?
Okay, so it's based off a real case of a person who groomed a younger person, and she went to jail and stuff. So that's all it's all factual. This actually happened, but the movie itself, it's a commentary on actors doing biopics about real people.
So it's meta.
Yeah, because the plot of the movie is that this actor, she's going to play the woman who was the groomer in the situation in a biopic. Yeah. So she goes to visit the couple because obviously because these people are still alive, they're still real people. Yeah. So she goes to visit the couple and then she lives with them and she sort of sees what their life is like and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the whole movie is sort of, it's funny, it's got jokes in it and stuff. So it's a satire. Well, not really a satire, it's a satirical outlook on biopics in general and that kind of thing. Yeah. And I love watching... Okay, I don't love watching biopics. I've only seen Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the only biopic I've seen. Yeah. But I like the intention of biopics. And yeah.
Speaking of biopics, here's something you haven't heard before. Did you know they're making a Bee Gees biopic?
Yes, I did know because A, I'm on Twitter, and B, I brought it up before the show.
You're supposed to act like you didn't know that. What do you think of that?
I like the Bee Gees. I had a Bee Gees phase back in year 11 or year 12.
Yeah, so. I'll tell you what, that is a big news for my mum, who has been in a Bee Gees phase as long as I can remember. Mm. She's been obsessed with Barry Gibb for as long as I can remember. Other biopic come out, The Beatles. 4 Beatles.
I told you about it.
That's crazy to me. I've been looking at Twitter and everyone's kind of doing their fan casts and it's been riling me up. Everyone's saying Timothée Chalamet.
No, he's already Bob Dylan and it's already bad casting, I fear.
Yeah. I'll tell you who
I don't think anyone could beat Kate Blanchett as Bob Dylan, personally.
I'll tell you who I have as George Harrison. Joe Locke.
Joe Locke? What, the guy from Heartstopper?
The guy who's going to be in, Agatha's...
Yeah, from Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What?
If you look up, if you present yourself with an image of George Harrison and...
I know what George Harrison looks like. I don't live under a rock.
Okay. Well, look them up, and I guarantee you, without fail, you'll see a striking similarity.
Are you sure you don't need glasses? I don't think they look alike at all.
I do.
Okay.
Let's agree.
Yeah. I don't know who I'd cast in replacement, but maybe this one image of him.
Yeah.
Looks like Joe Locke, but other than that, I don't see it.
I think it's the eyebrows that do it for me.
I don't think there's a single popular actor that people know about. Yeah. That could play any of the Beatles. I don't know.
Realistically, they need to cast unknowns, right? They need to
or people who haven't acted in a lot. Because I will say what Bohemian Rhapsody has going for it is that a lot of the cast look exactly who they're supposed to be, apart from Freddie Mercury. I will say.
Yeah, but I feel it's not as easy with Freddie Mercury. You can just kind of do the fake teeth and the stash.
No, but please tell me that was not Brian May in the movie. The guy playing Brian May looks exactly like Brian May. To a T. Is crazy.
If there was a biopic about you...
You've asked this before. Who's going to play me? Myself, obviously. Yeah. It's going to be Pen 15, where I play myself at all ages, even if I'm 40 when this biopic is made. I'm going to play myself.
I love it when they do that in films. I love it when you just have they do this a lot in Better Call Saul, the Breaking Bad spin-off, where they'll have Bob Odenkirk, and it's a flashback to him in his 20s, and they've just put kind of long hair on him, and it's so obviously not a guy in his 20s.
It's It's like an Oppenheimer when Cillian Murphy. Is it Killian or Cillian?
Killian.
I think. Okay, Killian. I was going to say.
He's killing it in all of his roles.
Great. It's like Cillian Murphy playing Oppenheimer when he's like 20 in university, and the way they de-aged him was just give him a perm.
Yeah.
Like, that was really funny to me.
I love it when they do
That was
stuff
so
like
funny.
That, I will take that every day over like AI.
Because he looked like literally... He looked like the dad of everyone else in that scene. So that was really funny to me. But yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Right, should we stick?
We didn't even read our last two things, our two responses.
Yeah.
Well, we have two, because one has come in last minute.
Live?
Yes, live.
God.
Okay, so our second one that actually got sent in was the Doctor Who 1996 TV movie. One of the movies ever. 100% sensical plot. I don't know if that's supposed to be nonsensical or sensical.
I think that's ironically saying it's definitely sensical.
Oh, right, okay. 100% sensical plot and totally felicitous retcons.
Yeah. I love it when, like, established franchises have, like, terrible TV movies. I don't know if I'm not big on Star Wars, but have you heard of the Star Wars Christmas special?
Oh, the Lego one?
No, like, this came out after the first Star Wars movie in the...
yeah, controversial. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars except, like... The sequel trilogy and the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian.
No, yeah, my Star Wars...
I mean, I watched the Clone Wars when it came out, like, the animated show.
My Star Wars knowledge is atrocious, but Star Wars comes out, huge thing, obviously, so they follow it up with, like, a TV Christmas special movie, and it's, like, a musical, and it's got all of the songs, like Han Solo, like, Harrison Ford, and...
Oh, like the actual actors?
It's got
right, yeah.
And they're singing songs, and that was... fun fact, you know Bon Jovi?
Yes, I know Bon Jovi.
He performed on a song called We Wish You a Merry Christmas, R2-D2. That was his first, like, ever recording as an artist from that Christmas special.
What?
That was his origin.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. And you just think, at that point, Bon Jovi, like, because we look at that now and think, oh, that's funny, like, Bon Jovi on the Star Wars Christmas album. But at that point, John Bon Jovi was probably like, this is the peak of my career. I'm playing on the Star Wars Christmas album. This is incredible.
So, are you saying that George Lucas is who we have to thank for Bon Jovi?
Yeah, in effect, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, if you like Bon Jovi, if you like, listening to Living on a Prayer, just think of George Lucas. Give a prayer to George Lucas.
Okay, wait, we've got one more suggestion.
Yeah.
So it was Harry Potter, any of them, because of the atmosphere of the movies.
Okay, right, you come to the wrong people with Harry Potter, right? You come to the wrong people, actually, for Star Wars, for Paddington, for Harry Potter.
Because I've only seen one, so my Harry Potter knowledge comes from seeing one film. It was the one where, spoilers if you haven't seen it already, but they're like 20 years old at this point, the one that Sirius Black dies in, and all I remember of it is that the closing credits because I think there's a scene where there's a wallpaper and it's green and it's got a family tree on it. So all I remember from that movie is the closing credits having the green wallpaper and like the family tree, but instead of obviously the family members that was in the movie scene, it's all the actors and it says their names under it. So I remember that.
Yeah.
And I've read The Cursed Child.
Oh, that's the J.K. Rowling's like spin-off play, isn't it?
The J.K. Rowling Harry Potter fan fiction. Yeah. Controversial. Another controversial opinion for me.
Hot takes are
I did like The Cursed Child, but big but. That's only because I haven't seen any of. Like, I'm aware of the plots. I'm aware of what happens in Harry Potter, but because I have no attachment to those characters and I don't know, like, intrinsically, like, what they're about, I sort of read them as just, like, OC characters, essentially. Like, I was like, I know Harry Potter is the head honcho. I know, what is his face? Draco Malfoy was the naughty boy, and, like, I know them as their stereotypes or whatever. So, like, reading The Cursed Child, I could sort of just, like, pretend they were, like, brand new characters.
Yeah.
So
mind you, you're a big fanfic consumer, aren't you?
Oh, I read a lot of Marauders stuff, yeah.
Whereas I am not so much. I can't think of if I've read... What's the website? Is it like AOC?
No, AO3.
AO3.
Archive of Our Own.
Politician, yeah.
Yeah. Who plays Fortnite. No, Among Us, doesn't she play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the one. I think ages ago one of my friends got me to sign up to it, but I've never like sat down and read a fanfic.
I'm not even signed up to it. I just read it as a guest.
Yeah,
but okay.
Right. Tokyo Drift from the Teriyaki Boys.
Yes, from the third Fast and Furious movie.
Another favourite franchise. Teriyaki Boys, the song's not called Fast and Furious. The movie's called Fast and Furious. The song's called Tokyo Drift.
Okay, so that was Tokyo Drift by the Teriyaki Boys from the third Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
So during the break, I'll say, I was looking at George Harrison trying to fan cast him, and I realised he looks like my friend Anya. So shout out to you, Anya, if you're listening.
Well done for looking like George Harrison.
You can play George Harrison in the new Beatles quadrilogy.
Beatles, the Fab Four quadrilogy.
Beatles, but the A is a 4, like Fan Four Stick.
Oh my god. You've got a cinema story, haven't you?
Yeah, it's not that exciting. Basically, when I went to see Infinity War with my friends, and we went to the big Odeon in our area, which has a massive stair. It's like when you go in, because it's a massive round building. It's kind of like an arena, but then when you go in, there's all the shop stuff, the popcorn places and that stuff. And then there's a massive staircase in the middle, and the staircase takes you up to the first floor where the actual screens are.
Yeah.
And then so we got popcorn, and my friends really stupidly gave me the popcorn to hold. So I was walking up the stairs, and then with the popcorn, and then I tripped on the stairs, and then I threw the popcorn like across the staircase, and then I yelled out a really big F word because I can't swear on the show. Yeah. But I said that, and then it echoed really loudly through the empty cinema because of the round arena like shape of the building.
Oh, that's like prime.
So it was it's as if I was on because. Like, imagine that the stairs are like the seating of the arena, and then the bottom floor is like the stage where the actual artist would be. Because I was close to the bottom of the stairs when I like tripped and threw it all up the stairs, the popcorn. So that me shouting that like reverberated through the empty arena because no one else was like there for some reason.
Like that's like a silver lining, right? Like because that would have been more awkward. I feel like if everyone.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Just, like,
yeah, that was a silver lining.
Yeah.
And then I think the people got scared of me because they just really frantically gave me another like thing of popcorn.
They thought you had some like kind of like booming,
like anger issues or something that I was screaming.
You thought some like godlike.
Yeah, they thought I was gonna. No, I think they were scared I would probably like sue them or something. But I was realistically, Infinity War came out in what 2018.
You weren't gonna.
Like I was 15. Like I think it's because I sounded really angry when I said it because obviously I was falling over. So yeah, that was my one cinema story.
I tell you what's good about that is that at least did you manage to salvage some of the popcorn you dropped?
Ew, no, they just gave us a new one.
So I was going to say
I was not going to eat the dirty, hairy popcorn.
One of the most mortifying things I've done is dropped Maltesers in the cinema. Which obviously, of course, Maltesers roll, and they just kept rolling down the stairs, like you know the stairs go down, and it was the most mortifying thing. One of my earliest memories of my like entire life is also to do with cinema. My earliest memory is not to do with cinema. My earliest memory is
you just said it was.
No, I said one of.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
If you've been listening with open ears and an open heart.
Yeah.
My earliest memory is sitting in an inflatable Thomas the Tank Engine, but one of my earliest memories is my mum took me to see the film Coraline when it came out in the cinema. Mm-hmm. That's the only film I've walked out on because I just burst into tears like 2 minutes. You know the opening scene of Coraline?
Yeah.
Where it's like
when she's sewing it up and it's playing that song.
I just violently erupted into tears. So my mum had to take me out, and then she had to take me to McDonald's to make me cheer me up again.
Loads of people got scared of that movie. I wasn't scared, but also I watched it for the first time at age 10. So
yeah, I was 5 years old.
Yeah, so I think I'd moved past the scary aspect. It was like night time though, because it was on Film 4 at 9 o'clock. So that's when I watched it. Yeah, on Halloween. So
spooky.
I watched it at 10. But yeah, I love Leica Studios. Rest in peace. Paranorman, favourite movie.
What else did they do?
Paranorman, Coraline, they did Box Trolls, and then they
Box Trolls, what is that?
Box Trolls is about that boy who, it's a whole thing. He, like, gets adopted by the trolls, but, like, yeah. It's set in it's his dad is, like, a box, it's, like, some metaphor for, like, racism or something. It's one of those things.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
One of those things.
One of those things. Yeah.
Do you want to do fan favourite feature?
Oh, yeah. Breakdown in Tears.
Breakdown in Tears. This is what everyone loves. This is the feature where we bring up topics, could be anything, usually pertaining to the episode theme, and then we put them on a tier list where S is super special, sick tier, and then
sick in a good way, not sick in an ill way.
Yeah, it's not sick in a this makes me sick way.
Yeah.
Sick in a that's sick way.
Mm.
A is for awesome, B is for brilliant, C is for cool, D is for darn, E is for ich, and F is for... Okay, so Breakdown in Tears. What do you want to bring something to the table this week?
Well, I mean, I brought loads to the table. I've been the first one to bring to the table the past few weeks, so I think you should start. That's also aside from me saying that I haven't thought of anything for this week.
Okay. I'm bringing to the table popcorn.
Oh, S tier.
Right.
Name a downside of popcorn.
Okay, I'm going to make the case.
Oh, wait, no, it gets stuck in your teeth. Okay, A tier.
That just goes down instantly 1 point. Okay, that gets stuck in your teeth, first of all. Also, I don't know who had the idea when, movies, cinemas were becoming a thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know whose bright idea it was, whoever thought, let's make popcorns the cinema food, right? Because it's the worst imaginable cinema food. Because it's loud and it's noisy and it gets stuck in your teeth and it's crunchy and it goes everywhere. Why is that the cinema food? Surely in a cinema you want a kind of quiet food. Just give everyone a sausage or something. No.
I mean, you can get hot dogs at the cinema, but then it stinks.
That's true. Popcorn doesn't have an odour, does it?
Yeah, because I feel every food you could eat in the cinema, because it needs to be a non-smelly food.
Yeah. But you want it to be a quiet food as well. Popcorn.
Yeah, but name a non-smelly quiet food other than bread. Realistically, I'm not going to eat a loaf of bread in the cinema.
They just go up to the thing and they've got a big vat, when you see in the glass box.
Yeah.
The popcorn is just full of bread, and they do you want sweet bread or salty bread? And they just shovel some out in a basket.
And it's also mess free because
it is far from mess free.
That's if you don't eat it properly. But if you're just taking the popcorn out of the bag, it's not going to go anywhere.
Every time the lights come on at the end of a film, I wake up. Well, I don't wake up. You know when you come to after the film, and I look down and I am just covered in popcorn. I don't know if that's a me problem.
That's just a you problem.
Just a messy eater. Okay, well I'm putting popcorn in. I'm putting popcorn in D.
D? Are you joking?
Popcorn isn't even that nice as a food.
Yes, it is.
It's serviceable. It's all right when you're watching a film, but it's I can think of a million things I would eat over popcorn.
Are you kidding? My favourite type of popcorn is the way my dad makes it. He just sticks it in the microwave with nothing on it, just straight up plain popcorn, no oil, no butter, no salt, no sugar, nothing. Just plain popcorn as it was intended to be by the forces above.
As the Lord created
just
it.
Just plain popcorn. That's my favourite. And then second best, sweet and salty.
Didn't you blow up a microwave by trying popcorn?
Yes, I did, but that's okay. So story time. So it was the week before I started uni, first year, first term, freshers, blah blah blah, and then so my mum and my brother, they were at school because my mum works in school, so it was school was started. So they were at school, my dad was at work, so I was home alone. And then Top Gun Maverick came out on streaming, and I really wanted to see it, so I was like, oh, perfect time since I have nothing better to do with my life. Let me watch Top Gun Maverick, but I haven't seen the first one, so let me double barrel them. So I double barreled the first Top Gun and the second Top Gun. Top Gun 2, 5 stars. That was a great movie.
That's another one of your Letterboxd 5 stars.
Maybe, yeah. I don't even know what. Military propaganda aside. Great movie. Yeah. And when you're home alone with 2 movies to watch that are 4 or 5 hours total, what do you need? You need a snack. You need to
start setting booby traps because 2 robbers are going to show up at your house and start trying to
Anyways, you need a snack. And what snack do you have with the movies? You have popcorn. So my dad has this special popcorn bowl. So I thought, let me make myself popcorn. But obviously, all the instructions online were how to make it for 4 or 5 people. Yeah. So I was doing a lot of complicated maths to figure out how much popcorn does one person eat.
Yeah.
So I divided it by 4 and then put it. So I divided it by 4 and put like that much in the popcorn bowl. But then I failed to acknowledge that the time on the recipe was obviously for 4 people. So I had to divide that time by 4, at least put in like way less than it said. So I put in the one person serving a popcorn for the equivalent of time for like 4 or 5 people. So the popcorn obviously not only burned, it like exploded, and then
that is the kind of
burnt up my
purpose of popcorn,
and it burnt up my microwave. Well, not like our microwave, my house's microwave. So it burnt that up, and then a mini fire was caused, but it was fine. I put it out, not that big of a deal.
Crisis event.
But yeah, I like tried to air it out, so I cleaned it up and it was fine. But I tried to air it out so my parents wouldn't realise I exploded the microwave. But obviously, the burnt smell lingered. So
obviously, like the flaming microwave that's just like
it wasn't like properly on fire. It was only the inside that was like really sooty.
Yeah.
But so the smell obviously did not go away.
Yeah.
And then when my parents came home, they were like, "What is that smell? Have you set the house on fire?" And I was like, "No." And I lied to them, obviously, because why was I going to tell them that?
What was your excuse?
I didn't say anything. I said, "Oh, nothing happened." And then they smelt the microwave and they were like, "Yes, something happened." So, sure, nothing happened. And I was like, "Yeah, I made popcorn and then maybe a kernel burnt." And they were like, "No, you burnt the whole microwave, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then I got banned from the microwave, so my parents unplugged it and like hid the microwave before they went to work, so I wouldn't use the microwave.
I've done that once. I did that, but that wasn't like with popcorn. That was with Uncle Ben's rice. I put it in, and it was just like a perfectly normal, like, this is through no fault of my own, just perfectly normal Uncle Ben's packet of rice, microwavable rice. I put it in the microwave, and then it was like when a cartoon character, when Tom from Tom and Jerry gets like electrocuted, and you see his skeleton, that's the noise it made. And then it just like, the microwave stopped working. I don't know what was in that Uncle Ben's rice, and what's going on.
That's why you make your own rice on the hob or in a rice cooker.
No, I'm too lazy to do that.
All you have to do, wash the rice, add water, and then leave it. You don't even need to touch it. It's the equivalent of using
everything I've heard
a microwave.
About cooking rice is people are saying, "Oh, I've messed up my rice again. It's gone squidgy or whatever."
That's why if you get a rice cooker, it basically does it for you.
The microwave does it for me.
Yeah, but then you burn your rice and get boring, non-good tasting rice.
That was one bad experience with Uncle Ben's.
Okay.
That's all. Consistently, I make rice and it's nice. The rice is right, yeah?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Okay, well, we need to put popcorn on A tier. I say A tier, you said
D tier. I'm going to be nice and we can average that to a B. Yeah, because you feel very strongly about.
Fine. Okay. What have I thought of within that last 10 minutes of ranting?
Your mind has been.
What I'm bringing to the table that is movies and TV related.
God, this is such filler. This is such English essay.
It's the TV remote. That's what I.
The TV. That is. After I have to like 5 minutes. That's the best thing you can come up with.
I love the TV remote. Is it just like my family? What we do? My dad, he keeps the TV remote in the plastic, and then he'll like tape it shut. So
what? Your family, they've banned you from the microwave. They've like banned you from the TV remote.
No, they haven't banned me from the TV remote. You can still use a TV remote, but you know how it comes in a plastic bag when you get a TV. Yeah. They just keep it in a plastic bag so the letters don't rub off.
No, I've never encountered that.
Boring. Okay.
Fun fact about TV remotes.
Okay.
Did you know, this kind of links back to what we were saying earlier, the first time the Beatles, they went to go...
They invented the TV remote.
Yeah, they invented the TV remote. No, they went to meet Elvis, this is when they were, like, up and coming, and they went to Elvis's house.
Yeah.
And apparently it was, like, the most awkward thing ever, and there was, like, they just had nothing in common, and it was like...
Well, yeah, obviously.
But one thing that happened was Elvis introduced them to the first TV remote they ever saw, and they were like, wow.
What? But the TV was invented in the UK.
Yeah, but they didn't have, like, when TVs first came out...
They just had the, like,
you just
knobs.
had to go up to it and turn the knob and stuff.
So Americans invented the TV remote, are you kidding?
Maybe.
What?
Yeah, and they were like, it's like space
Britain,
age.
do better. Remote. Sorry, how can you invent the TV and then not invent the TV remote? That's dumb.
To be fair, it's a pretty big step, isn't it? From, like, oh, let's, like, have a TV to let's have, like, a laser that you point at the TV.
Yeah, I guess.
I bet you couldn't invent the TV remote.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I could invent the TV remote. I'm just saying it's a bit dumb if you invent the TV and not the remote. Like, that's a bit, like, dumb.
Yeah.
You must admit. Okay.
To be fair, it's better than inventing the remote but not the TV, because then that's really useless. Then you've just got, like, a thing you can point at stuff.
Okay.
So, where are we putting the TV remote?
What is the downside of a TV remote? Like, nothing.
It runs out of batteries, like, every 5 minutes.
Yours, maybe. Maybe it's because you don't put it in the plastic bag.
Yeah.
When it's in the plastic bag, it lasts forever.
The battery weight.
I say B tier because it's like it's good, but the fact that the Americans invented it and not the British has disappointed me. So B.
Yeah, B tier for TV remote. B for
best of British.
B for the great. Oh wait, no, hang on. B for British Bake Off is something that you can put on the TV with a remote.
I don't like the Bake Off that it's on Channel 4. You have no opinions of the Bake Off, do you?
I like on Junior Bake Off, Harry Hill.
Oh, I love Harry Hill.
I love Harry Hill, and he comes on, and he's so wasted on those children, and I get so angry at the children, because Harry Hill comes on, and he's, like, firing on all cylinders with his wit, and then the children are just like, yeah, go away now, Harry. And I would say to those, if I could be in the marquee, the Junior Bake Off marquee, I would say, you're standing next to one of the greatest men to walk this earth, appreciate him, or I will, like, take your place. I will mess up your souffle in a minute if you don't start respecting Harry Hill.
Okay, well, we've got 2 minutes left of our show.
Yeah. So
I would say that brings us to a close for a very excellent show. Like always.
This has been one of our weaker efforts.
Yeah.
Between my mic being turned off, I think that kind of...
I think that was it. Yeah, that was the beginning of our downfall.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, so... yeah, that was Discount Discourse.
Tune in next week. I will put my mic on.
Yes, and don't forget to follow the Instagram at Discount Discourse.
Or you can email us at discountdiscourse... Wait, no, I got the ad wrong. It is discountdiscourseshow@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Email in, and if you email in, I'll do a prize.
Sure.
There'll be a prize for you next week. If you email before next week, I will give a prize.
Well, what's our next song?
Our next song is...
well, our final song.
Our next and final song is a little ditty from Coolio that I like to call... well, he likes to call it this as well. I like to call it Gangster's Paradise.
But, wait, why did you put it on the playlist, though?
Because it's, like, in a film.
Wait, what film did you put it for? Because
What are you thinking of?
Sonic. The Sonic trailer.
God, the Sonic trailer.
Yeah.
I forget the movie this originated from. This is, like... it's not, like, originated from a movie. It's in a film soundtrack. Email in the film Gangster's Paradise is from, and you've won a prize.
Sure.
From me.
Anyways, yeah, we're Sharmalyne and Reuben. Well, I'm not Reuben.
You're not Reuben.
Yeah, we're Sharmalyne and...
Sharmalyne and Reuben.
Okay, great.
And this is Gangster's Paradise, and have a holy day, or whatever I usually say. Bye.
Blessed.
Blessed day. Bye.